What is going down, sourdough squad? It is Victory Monday. Oh boy, the San Francisco 49ers absolutely demolished the Carolina Panthers, and the Panthers' response is to literally blow everything up. You hate to see it and you love to see it at the same time. It's just one of those things. You can't help but smile, but also feel bad at the same time. But you already know the vibes. We're gonna keep the vibes electric today because you already know Victory Monday is upon us. So that means smash that like button, drop an SDS in the chat if you're vibing with your boy, and let's get this thing going. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Oh, baby. We got the W today. Let's freaking go. We celebrate as Panthers fans. Well, let's reset. Panthers fans are celebrating, but they're celebrating for a much different reason than us. As we know, the Panthers have literally obliterated. They fired their head coach. They fired their special teams coordinator. I believe they even fired their defensive coordinator. Everything must go today. Talk about Black Monday for that coaching staff for the Carolina Panthers. They are literally cleaning house, but another man's trash could be another man's treasure. And we actually had the owner. So the owner is like, he could still be speaking right now, but this is from Panthers owner David Tepper in regards to being asked about trading veterans. I think this is quote, I think that we have to figure out how to get a culture of winning here, which we haven't had in a long time in this place. I don't think it ever had a real culture of winning. To me, that sounds like an owner who will sell literally anything to begin a rebuild. You guys know who's on that team? You got guys like Christian McCaffrey, J.C. Horn, Brian Burns. Oh, the BB Hive is buzzing early today. We'll see if anything happens of it, but I would imagine Christian McCaffrey will get traded. If it's already being reported that 4 or 5 teams have reached out to the Carolina Panthers. Christian McCaffrey could be on the move. They said the Buffalo Bills were one of the teams looking into Christian McCaffrey. Could you imagine if the freaking Bills got Christian McCaffrey? Like, what the hell, man? What the hell, man? Don't give the Bills Christian McCaffrey. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. I don't know if he's going to come to the 49ers, but don't give him to the Bills. Bills are already too good. They're already too good. Don't do it. It would be hella fun to have Christian McCaffrey in this system. Again, you look at Deebo Samuel. You don't need to play Deebo Samuel at running back anymore because now the running back, like let's say you do get Christian McCaffrey, hypothetically, I don't think it's going to happen, but say you do, he's a wide back. He can catch out of the backfield. He can run. He can do all those different types of things. But my dream's still alive. I think the percentage chance that Brian Burns actually gets traded to the San Francisco 49ers is really small, but I will continue to speak it into existence until he retires. My dream will be Brian Burns on the San Francisco 49ers. But again, hopefully you guys are having a great Monday so far. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Shout out to all the SDS squad watching on Facebook and YouTube. Shout out to the gang. It is a good day. We see the SDS that you guys dropped in here. Let's freaking go. Smash that like button. Oh, the good stuff. Where's that mod squad? I know the mod squad in here running deep today. Always running deep on a Victory Monday. So I figured what we could do today is we can kind of we could bask in the glory that is a W. Not only did the 49ers win, but you look at the NFC West, and we're always going to keep an eye on the NFC West and what the NFC West is doing. And guess what? The NFC West lost. That's the Cardinals, that's the Rams, and the Seattle Seahawks all lost, which means today, on this beautiful day, the San Francisco 49ers sit atop the NFC West, and we are currently in first place. So you absolutely love to see all of those types of things, especially to start this week. And we know the 49ers are going to be facing the Atlanta Falcons next week. They're staying at the Greenbrier. They're staying on the East Coast, and they're going to get things ready to go for the Falcons, which I think, could all, again, believe that this should be another blowout victory. I would say most of, if not all, the SDS called it correctly. We do our score predictions every Friday in the chat, and the chat was electric. But this was the first. This last week was the first score prediction that we had done where the majority of the predictions coming in from the SDS was a blowout. And we were talking about oh, we love this energy. We like this energy. And that's exactly what happened. The 49ers absolutely blow out the Carolina Panthers in convincing fashion. But it did come at a cost. We do know that. Even though the 49ers did win, they unfortunately had to lose. Oh, hold on one second. We do know that it was at a heavy cost. The news came out today that the 49ers had officially lost. Okay, we're going to get reports right now. So Kyle Shanahan is talking to the media, and as we're talking right now, Kyle Shanahan confirms Emmanuel Moseley sustained a torn ACL injury to his left knee, so he will undergo season-ending surgery. We're waiting for the Nick Bosa. Oh, Jimmy Ward will have surgery to repair his broken hand. So that is going to be interesting. No timetable there, but the update that just came through on Jimmy Ward is that he will have surgery on Tuesday. Man, so it's a left hand fracture for Ward. Robbie Gould, knee bruise. They're working out kickers on Wednesday. Jeff Wilson showed up on the injury report with a shoulder, but he's okay. Deommodore Lenoir showed up on the injury report with the wrist, but he's okay. This is per Cam Inman. Bosa, groin to be reevaluated on Wednesday. So what that tells me is Bosa's injury is not severe. They are going to obviously be patient with it and not rush him back, but the fact that they're going to see how he responds this week in practice is a good sign for the San Francisco 49ers moving forward. Obviously, the news to Emmanuel Moseley is terrible. He was playing his best ball of his career up until this point, and he's been a baller. We know that. E-Man has been a baller so far early in his career, but he has just continued to ascend and improve. And so really unfortunate to see E-Man go down with the torn ACL. He'll be done for the year, but I imagine he'll be ready to go next year. But I think he was up for a potential contract extension So we'll see how that plays out later on down the road. But uh, losing Jimmy Ward, I think the Jimmy Ward injury doesn't sting as much, just because I think he literally went in for one play and got hurt. So it was kind of just one of those situations where the 49ers have been playing really well with Talanoa Hufanga and Tashawn Gibson. In his place, he came in for one play, breaks his hand, goes back out. Obviously, you want Jimmy Ward back, but I don't think it stings particularly as much, just for the simple fact that we've already been kind of used to Jimmy Ward not being out there, and they've been holding up really well. But regardless, want to get Jimmy Ward back out there. Whenever you're missing a captain like Jimmy Ward, you're always going to feel that impact. So hopefully, I didn't see any timetable regarding the Jimmy Ward injury. So we'll keep that. We'll keep looking for that stuff. But man, again, we're just transitioning to talking about how it's Victory Monday. We got the good win, but that was a tough one. It was tough with those injuries. Really, really tough. Man. So I'm just gonna make this easy and just retweet Cam. We're going to I'm just gonna make this easy. Bear with me while I get this thing posted. But how are you guys feeling? Let me know in the chat, because obviously this one hurts. E-Man, of course, at the top of the list with the biggest loss from that game. Let's see. All right. I'm going to get this posted, then we're going to get back on track here. 49ers injury update per Kyle Shanahan. And then we're going to HT 49ers web zone. And post. Man, 49ers just posted about E-Man. It's tough, dude. That was one that I did not want to see. All right. Sorry about that. We got our posts up, but that leaves the question: who's going to fill the void left by Emmanuel Moseley? As we did here last week, Jason Verrett returned to practice, and so maybe, I don't know if that was the plan to get Jason Verrett into the mix that early. It did feel like they were going to ease him back in, but it does feel like the 49ers could rely on Jason Verrett a little bit sooner than anticipated. If they bring back Verrett and they put Verrett on the outside, Verrett's playing his natural position. I've seen it before on Twitter, and I see it in the chat. You have Lenore and you have Womack, who've kind of been your slot corners this year. But I do think if you were to put Verrett on the outside, then he's playing his natural position of outside cornerback. You keep Lenore on in the nickel, where he's been playing really, really well. And that, to me, feels a little bit more less jarring than taking Lenore, putting him on the outside, bringing Womack in. I mean, you could theoretically do it that way. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they manage this, because you also have Ambry Thomas, who we haven't seen last year, who obviously made a lot of noise at the end, or we haven't seen this year, and we made a lot of noise at the end of last year. So maybe Ambry Thomas is someone that could slide in. But again, Ambry Thomas really had an underwhelming camp. So I'm not surprised why we haven't seen Ambry Thomas up until this point. But it's going to be interesting. The 49ers, and we've seen it before. We've seen it before. Last year, the 49ers were decimated when it came to the secondary. At least this time around, they're prepared, right? You've got Charvarius Ward on the other side, who's arguably playing as the best cornerback in the league right now. So it doesn't make it as painful, right? Because last year, I mean, E-Man was the best cornerback on the team, and then you bring in Charvarius. Charvarius, um, he was playing at a really high level. Not that E-Man wasn't either. They were both playing at an extremely high level. Arguably, you could make the case that they were heading towards being considered as the best cornerback tandem in the league. They were playing that well. So losing E-Man's going to be really hard to replace, but they're going to have to figure it out. So I would imagine. So Kyle Shanahan said that Jimmy Ward broke his hand on the opening kickoff. Wow. That's so crappy. So that was from Jennifer Lee Chan. She just relayed that Jimmy Ward broke his hand on the opening kickoff. Man. Can't catch a break. This is from Taylor Biscotti. She said, this Kyle Shanahan said Nick Bosa's groin injury, quote, is not feeling great. So we'll continue to monitor these things. And as we know, Kyle Shanahan doesn't like to tip his hand in regards to injuries. So we might not know all week the status of Nick Bosa because it doesn't sound like it's going to be an injury that will keep him out for multiple weeks. Nick Wagner's reporting that it is a day-to-day type injury, but as we've seen, day-to-day type injuries could last a week or two based on how Kyle goes about reporting it. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But again, massively terrible news regarding Emmanuel Mosley. Just absolutely awful. But let's hypotheticals. We gotta be prepared for the worst. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, right? So let's say Nick Bosa doesn't play against the Falcons. The 49ers could theoretically be down Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, and Javon Kinlaw, 3 of the 4 starters on the defensive line against the Panthers. So that, the 49ers have been able to do a really good job of using their depth, especially against the Panthers. We saw Akeem Spence make a couple plays called up from the practice squad. We've seen Kevin Givens absolutely play phenomenal. We've also seen guys like Charles Omeni who have to kick inside, play over the guard. He's done a good job in that situation. But hey, the 49ers have a lot of depth, and they're going to have to lean on that depth. That's a good one. Teray, we haven't seen a whole lot from Teray. Teray had a pretty good offseason, really good camp. So maybe we get to see more Teray. We'll see. Maybe it's an opportunity, just enough where John Lynch says, you know what? Let's call Tepper, the owner of the Panthers. There you go, Joey. Let's call the owner of the Panthers. Let's just see. Let's ask. Let's start a conversation. What would it cost to get Brian Burns? Because let's face it, Tepper was quoted this offseason saying that, hey, we don't know if we're going to pay Brian Burns. So you could theoretically, I don't know if the 49ers are going to be able to pay Brian Burns either. I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. As much as I want Brian Burns on this team, they got to pay Nick Bosa. Then they would have to pay Brian Burns. I don't know if that's going to happen, but what if it was just a 1-year rental? Then you let Brian Burns hit the open market. He can sign elsewhere, but you get BB on a 1-year rental. If we're pushing for a championship, baby, I would take Brian Burns on a 1-year rental any day of the week. You get Bosa back. You got Ebukam. You got Brian Burns. You got just a rental. We'll make the trade. The trade is made in agreement that, hey, we're not going to be able to pay Burns, so we are taking on Burns. You're getting something in return because you're not going to pay him anyways. Rather than just letting him walk, we'll give you something in return, but we're not going to be able to pay him either. So I don't know. A boy can dream. Man, it's gonna be a dark day when I can't hypothesize, whatever frickin' word it is, about Brian Burns, man. I love it. I love BB. We'll see. It's a long shot, but who knows? The 49ers, though, they're getting tested. The defense is obviously the strength of the team. So they're gonna have to figure out how they're gonna get through this. If Kinlaw had mentioned this could be something that the injury with the knee could be something that he could be dealing with for a good portion of the year. That's a blow. Eric Armstead hurt his other foot when he came in. He was already dealing with the injury on his I think it was his right foot. Then he injured his left foot. So we'll see, man. The 49ers strongest position group is quickly thinning out. So we'll see what the 49ers ultimately do to maybe bring some additional depth in and bolster that position. We'll see. I don't know what it's gonna entail, but let's face it, the 49ers, they have been here before. They've had to deal with injury like clockwork since Kyle Shanahan took over. So I don't think there's anything new in that regard. It's just one of those things where it's like, here we go again. Like, all right, we gotta deal with this. We gotta manage this. We gotta figure it out. They figured it out with Jimmy Ward early in the year, right? Tashawn Gibson comes in, he's playing lights out. Talanoa Hufanga steps up. So they had to figure that out. Aziz Al-Shaair goes out. Oren Burks, DFF, and of course Greenlaw is playing out of his mind right now. Those guys have stepped up. So it's not the end of the world, but it is just one of those things where it's like, man, why can't we have nice things, right? Like, I know you as 49er fans just tired. You're just tired of hearing about it, tired of hearing about the injuries. You want them to stop. You want them to go away. It's like the curse that we can't run away from. But hey, it's part of football. 100% guaranteed injury sport. You're gonna get nicked up some form or fashion. It's just going to happen. So we'll see how they figure it out. But thankfully, I do, we're going to look ahead, right? Because that's kind of what happens when injuries occur. Injuries hit, and I'm like, all right, well, what does the schedule tell me? Well, I look at the schedule next week against the Falcons. That is a winnable game. They are down their weapons. We'll see if Kyle Pitts comes back. They're one of their best running back. Cordell Patterson is on IR. He won't be available. Marcus Mariota hasn't been anything to write home about. They don't have a ton of weapons. So you look at the Falcons game and I think we would look at it and we would say the 49ers should beat the Falcons. Okay, that's 1 week that, let's say Bosa isn't out there. Let's say Eric isn't out there. They will hopefully be able to overcome that. Well, what's the next week? Well, the next week is the Chiefs, week 7 at home. So I can personally sacrifice a week of Nick Bosa if I have to. I don't want to, but if I have to make sure Nick Bosa is healthy against the Chiefs, we need to be as full strength as possible heading into week 7 against Kansas City, because we already know Kansas City is going to give us our first like legitimate litmus test at how good the 49ers really are. Um, because let's face it, every team that we've played thus far, a lot of questions about what their longevity looks like. Broncos are a dumpster fire. Chicago, not good. Seattle, better than we anticipated, but still beatable. Rams, beatable. Panthers, clearly a dumpster fire. So Falcons, beatable. The Chiefs, we're talking about this team being a Super Bowl team, playoff aspirations. The Chiefs are the first guys on the list that we look at and see, can we stack up against these guys? So whatever it takes to get as fully healthy as possible into week 7, I will live with it. If that means sitting Nick Bosa next week, let's see what our boys got. Let's see what Charles Omenihu looks like playing 90% of the snap. Let's see what those guys look like, because we need Bosa against freaking Patrick Mahomes. We need him. So hopefully he'll be all right. But again, we'll monitor the Nick Bosa situation moving forward. But let's start to focus a little bit off the injuries and onto other topics. Vishal says, "What's up, SDS? Brad, do you have any news on Gould? That was rough to see him get hurt." Yeah, I haven't talked about that one as much. But per Cam Inman, the 49ers are working out kickers this week at the Greenbrier. So not a good sign. They did say it was like a knee bruise, but it's not a good sign as of right now. That the fact that they're actually bringing in kickers, that tells me that they've looked at it, the injury to Gould enough to feel like, okay, we got to bring some potential backup, some plans in here in case Gould can't go. So doesn't sound like it's trending in the right direction with Robbie. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. For the most part, I feel like you can get away with sometimes finding some kickers on the free agent market. I mean, hell, for shits and giggles, part of my language. Free agent kickers. I guess I swear without intending to when I'm talking about free agent kickers. No, I want free agent kickers right now. Free agent kickers 2022. Are they available now? Mike Badgley, Zane Gonzalez, Dustin Hopkins. Not a lot of great options. So we'll see. But I don't think they've dropped a list yet of the players that they might be bringing in for a workout. But yeah, so we'll see. Not time to panic yet. Oh, that's a good one. Bring in Blankenship for the culture. Maybe he'd fit in here really nicely. I wouldn't mind it. Good marketing. Good for marketing. Oh God, bring back Mort. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? But yeah, I do like Rodrigo. I actually wouldn't mind that at all. That wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad. But hey, injuries are tough, man. But even though the injuries have been tough, San Francisco 49er faithful continue to show out, man. This fan base, regardless of, you know, we got a big fan base, so not every fan is going to be the best fan, but what we just had the most passionate fan base in the league, and you can't convince me otherwise. I mean, the owner of the Panthers definitely took notice of that. What did he say? He said it was unfortunately there were too many red butts in seats. Tepper says there were too many 49ers fans in the stands among the 63,000 in Charlotte yesterday. This video was posted from my guy Jackson Hugh, who sent this to me. Take a listen. Red everywhere. We're in Carolina, people. I mean, the faithful come out strong, baby. They come out strong. You can say a lot of things about our fan base, but our fan base travels. Our fan base travels. Hopefully, I don't get any issues with YouTube for showing this. But here's a live recap of the game. Oh, God. Oh, man. The 49ers showed up and absolutely blew up everything that the Panthers had worked for. Unbelievable. The Panthers literally blew it up. 49ers go into town. The Red Butts take over. Not only do the Red Butts take over, but it just forces the Panthers to completely obliterate absolutely everything that they currently stand for. And I imagine they're going to sell. They're going to sell. So we'll see if the 49ers are on the opposing side of that. But let's talk about this guy for a little bit. Let's do some Charvarius Ward appreciation. As John Lynch says, Mooney Ward is worth every penny. And I think that is going to be a line that you hear quite a bit. I really do. I think, that would have been a good one. Oh, that would have been a good one. The day is still young. Dre punching pool. Just put in the logos of the 49ers and the Panthers. Oh, that would be nice. Ward is not only worth every penny, but the fact that he is performing at this high of a level in which he is it's unbelievable. He is playing so well. I think we saw him get beat for like his first pass. And you could argue it was a push off, but hey, good veteran play by, I think it was Robbie Anderson, gave the good old shove off. When Charvarius had his eyes back trying to locate the football, kind of lost, Robbie in the process. But hey, Charvarius Ward out here doing the Lord's work. This dude's balling, man. Just absolutely amazing to have cornerbacks. I think when we go back to 2019, we had Richard Sherman, and no one would throw to Richard Sherman's side. And then they were constantly testing whoever was on the opposite side of Richard Sherman, whether it was Emmanuel Mosley as an undrafted free agent out of Tennessee, or it was Akello Witherspoon You had K1 in the slot, so we got really spoiled with having K1 Williams and Richard Sherman as the cornerbacks. But we always, well, what's on the other side? We never really had two good cornerbacks at one time. Like, not that Emmanuel wasn't good as a rookie or Kittle didn't show moments of being good. It was just the consistency on the other side of Sherman. It just felt like we were constantly searching for that next cornerback. Well, unfortunately, we understand what happened with E-Man, but they bring in Charvarius Ward, and Ward has been so fun to watch because not like he's different from Ward Sherman in the sense that he's in his prime. Like, we're looking at Ward in his prime. He can cover any type of wide receiver. It does not matter. He can match up with any team's number one, whether it's DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Shi Smith, Robinson cut. It doesn't matter. You put him out there, he's going to do what he needs to do. This is from Jeff Deeney of PFF. He says Charvarius Ward had a 90.6 overall grade yesterday with 4 pass breakups, the most of any player in week 5. Ward leads the NFL with 7 PBUs on the season, and his 88.2 overall grade on the year is the highest of any cornerback with 200 plus snaps. So again, we always take PFF with a grain of salt, but hey, this PFF grade 100% fits our narrative, and this guy's balling out, man. This was probably the best play that he had. This definitely could have been a touchdown. It was pretty decent ball placement. Hits Robbie Anderson in the hands. Ward does a phenomenal job of using those long arms, getting them in between his hands and making sure that Robbie Anderson can't come down with the football. I mean, it was a good ball placement. Hits Robbie in the hands. Robbie has good hands. Just a better play by Charvarius Ward. Again, he's worth every penny, and he wants more smoke too.
Yeah, probably one in the end zone. That's it. I mean, that play had me hyped. It had me feeling good. I just hope they keep targeting me so I can start picking some of those balls off. You know what I'm saying? My favorite pass.
Dude's a legend. Very happy. Very, very happy. We got to troll the Seattle Seahawks a little bit. So hey, when we get to troll the Seattle Seahawks, it's a good day. I don't know if you guys remember this post that their Instagram made. They said they felt so good week 1 when they came away with the win. They said in the description an update. So of course we followed suit and did the same thing. But look at the difference now. Seattle is on the bottom. 49ers are on the top. But I think the biggest thing to take away from this is the point against column for the San Francisco 49ers. Again, you want to talk about defense. You want to talk about what this defense is doing right now. Look at these other numbers that the Rams, Cardinals, and Seahawks are giving up compared to the 49ers. Now, the Seahawks, they're scoring a decent amount of points. Cardinals are scoring. Rams offense in a tough spot. But right now, that's a nice spot to be. And again, with the injuries to the defense, we'll continue to see how it continues to progress. But I would imagine it's still going to be in a good spot because the 49ers have the type of guys that they have. And they're led by this man right here.
Puts it in the end zone, back in his home state.
Legend.
Well, you see the passion, you see the energy from the.
I don't want this man to go. How do we keep this man around?
Back in his home state
for another year?
Well, you see the passion, you see the energy from the
hometown. Puts it in the end zone, back in his home state.
I think I saw some people talking about.
Well, you see the passion, you see the energy.
Yesterday was basically a job interview for D'Amico Ryans, potentially for the head coaching spot for the Panthers, and they could be true. Could be true. But he is going to be in high demand this offseason. We don't want him to go. We don't want him to go. Please stay. Baby, please don't. I'm not even going to try to sing. Not even going to try. Let's talk about the offense a little bit. Huh? Shall we? Should we talk about the offense? What the offense was able to do? Oh gosh. The offense, man, led by Jimmy Garoppolo, was nice. Was very nice. Very pleased with Jimmy, what he was able to accomplish. You know, me personally, I never go out of my way to crap on any of these players. But I will be critical if I feel it needs to be done. And when we were looking at Jimmy Garoppolo and his performance against the Rams, although the 49ers came away with a win, it still felt like there was room for a lot of improvement from Jimmy. And guess what? Jimmy came out and he played phenomenally. Really. You had the one miscue early where they almost got the interception. The safety drops it. You didn't see the safety cheating into the middle of the field. But other than that, Jimmy was lights out. I thought. Yeah, I mean, maybe we're used to a certain brand of Jimmy, so when we see that type of ball, I'm really excited about it. I was really happy with the way Jimmy played. I felt like he was putting the ball, he was giving guys opportunities. He was threading the ball into tight windows. He was throwing it into different spots of the field. I thought it was a well done job by Jimmy Garoppolo. And I just want to make sure that we give him his credit. Because if Jimmy Garoppolo plays like that, he plays like that this season consistently, because we know what it is. Okay. So I've always felt Jimmy was capable of playing that type of ball. I've never not felt like Jimmy couldn't do that. And I think that's where the frustration that I have with Jimmy comes from, is like, I know he's capable. He's got the good mechanics. He can throw the football. He can be ultra accurate. He can get the ball out in a hurry. He can do all those different types of things. It just comes in spots. And then sometimes it looks really bad. And with Jimmy, you're just like, man, if you could just take all those good traits that you have and use those things consistently and efficiently, then he'd be a great quarterback. Well, we got one step closer to that. I felt like he was as consistent as could be. He was seeing the field as he should see it. And he was getting the ball to where it needed to be. And if you can do that in a Kyle Shanahan scheme, then the sky's the limit, because we know Kyle's going to scheme it open, or he's going to put guys in a position to be successful. If the quarterback can deliver, then that means Kyle's offense looks good. And I'm not going to sit here and say they can't improve either. I still got to get into the tape to do my full kind of study of what was going on. But first glance, it's much better than what we saw against the Rams. Let's go. 100 likes. Let's go. Shout out DJ for grinding those likes out. Let's go. Appreciate everyone smashing that like button and engaging in the chat. As always, you guys are the legends. Again, we talked about it. 49er faithful, man. Built different. But again, overall, really happy with Jimmy's performance. I think Jimmy did a phenomenal job. Corey said, through 2 would-be interceptions against a better D. I'm trying to think of the other one. I can only think of one right now, which was the one that was early that hit the safety in the hands. I'm not sure what the other one was. I don't know. I'm gonna watch the tape after this, so we'll figure it out. I'll try to find it. You don't have to tell me. I'll try to find it. I only really saw the one, and hey, you might say a better defense would have had an interception, but there's also a reason why those guys play defense. They can't catch the football, so it happens. Oh, the deep one. Oh, okay, the deep one to Danny Gray. Yeah, at least he threw it. That's kind of where I'm at with Jimmy on the deep ball. At least he threw it. At least he gave his guy a shot. Going to Danny Gray, probably a receiver that he's, most unfamiliar with out of anyone in that receiving room, right? Because he didn't have an offseason. Danny Gray's a rookie. Those guys definitely are probably more behind than anyone else. But the fact that he threw it, good job, Jim. That's where we're at with Jim. Like, hey, spread the football. Make them play you deep. And I think even on one of the deep balls, I can't remember exactly which one it was, but he drew a defensive pass interference. And we're like, oh my gosh. Like, we never see that. We never see the opportunity given to the wide receiver to at least generate or try to create contact and draw a penalty. But like, we don't really get that. So that's, to me, those are positives. So we'll see. Jordan Mason in the doghouse, 100%. Jordan Mason has to go through doghouse training before he'll see the field, if he'll ever see the field. But speaking of running backs, man, I cannot. I'm not even mad because let's be honest. Tevin Coleman, straight dog. Like Tevin Coleman, man. You literally, you couldn't have drew up a better performance from a running back that used to be on the team, that was a free agent, hasn't been on a team, steps in, gets 2 touchdowns, and he was running with some juice. Like, there was some, you could see it. Like, there's a sense of urgency. He had the burst, he had quickness, he had vision. Like, I was like, that's fine with me. Tevin Coleman. At first, I'm going to be honest. Like, I judged the book by its cover a little bit. I'm like, oh, look at this veteran running back, like, making jokes about, like, oh, watch, they're going to put Tevin Coleman out there before they put Jordan Mason. I can't say nothing. Tevin Coleman went out, performed well, not only well, but at a high level. So, again, Kyle Shanahan, he laughs at us every time we're like, hey, you got to play this guy. He's like, you have no idea. No, you're probably right, coach. You're probably right. But give Jordan Mason a carry. Come on, you can. But anyways, Jeff Wilson, phenomenal game. Jeff Wilson continues to be a great back for the 49ers. I think he had 17 carries, 120 yards. He ran really well in between the tackles. And so we've talked about it a little bit. I wouldn't say Jeff Wilson is really a great outside runner when it comes to running outside the tackles. I think he's really good in between the tackles. He's really good at reading his blocks, cutting back, finding running lanes in between the tackles. Tevin Coleman, to me, looks like he could be one of those guys that can threaten to the outside, which brings more balance to the 49ers offenses in regards to the running game, because we haven't been able to stretch defenses horizontally with run game. It's just been something that we've been missing. But Tevin Coleman looks like he can provide that. So, hell, great, good, phenomenal, fantastic. Good job, Tevin. Great job, Tevin. Clearly knows the offense, clearly knows the scheme, clearly knows the team. So I'm all for it, man. all for it. So Tevin Coleman, helmet sticker to you. He balled out in a way that we needed him to ball out. He had that catch down the sideline. Like, I don't know what it is about Tevin Coleman when he sees that Panthers logo, but when Tevin sees that Panthers logo, dude goes crazy. Absolutely fantastic. I agree with Richie Rich as well. Juice needs to be used more. It feels like they're trying to integrate him a little bit more. He had that nasty stiff arm, but Juice is just an all-around good player. That's why we call him the offensive weapon. Would absolutely love to see Juice more involved in the game, in the game plan, I should say. I'm so hungry right now. Is there an Ike's out here? I've been craving Ike's sandwiches so bad. I'm so hungry, I might place a DoorDash order live on stream. That's how freaking hungry I am. I haven't eaten anything all day. This ginger beer needs food. I'm hungry. I'm freaking hungry, dude. Lisa, thank you for the super chat. Says, imagine the reemergence of the three-headed monster. That would be amazing. That would absolutely be amazing. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. CL says eat and converse live too. But I'm starving. I'm literally, you see me, man. I need my food. DJ says 273 people, 114 likes. Let's get to 150. I think that's what the goal, the stream goal that DJ set. Always have good to have DJ in here grinding it out. But yeah, I'm hungry. Oh, I missed the super chat. I did. I don't see it. I don't see it anywhere. Food ASMR talking 49ers. Oh, we're opening up a new lane of content creation. Watch out. Watch out now. So let's see. We talked about the offense. Offensive line is going to be interesting. I'm really excited to get in to the O-line because Brunskill's playing. Brunskill is at left. He played, I think, 8 snaps at left guard, which is interesting. He continues to rotate in with Spencer Burford. It's like they want Brunskill to play, but it's like they can't find a spot for him. They just can't figure it out. They're like, where do we put him? We want him in. We want him to play. We just don't know. Let's rotate him in. I'll never understand the rotation of offensive line. I feel like offensive line is just one of those positions that you want to have consistent continuity on. Not that they didn't perform. They performed well. They kept Jimmy clean for the most part. I think there's really only 2 sacks. Jalen Moore only gave up the 1 sack on Burns. Other than that, the initial eye test is good. I just find it interesting that they're rotating Brunskill in all over the place. Damn it, there's no Ikes over here. I might have to go Togos. Might have to go with Old Faithful Togos. Togos sponsor me. Why not? The sourdough squad sandwich. Come on, Togos. Hook it up. Oh, I'm so hungry. Just saying Togos is making my freaking mouth water. Oh, give me food. All right. Who else? Who else do we want to talk about? Who else? Oh, what's good, Luke? What's good, Luke? I'm gonna save. We're gonna do extensive. We're gonna do extensive O-line talk tomorrow. If Sean's in here, Sean knows. Trench Tuesday. We're gonna break down the trenches tomorrow, for sure. So stay tuned for that because they deserve a solid breakdown. Fish says, "Damn, I'm hungry too. I'm ordering food. Let's go. Everyone order food at the same time." DJ says, "Smash that like button, SDS. Let's get the 150 Brad post residency ad." Look at my guy. He's like, "Don't forget to post the residency ad." Shout out DJ, man. I agree with Jesse. Juwan, we're starting to see that good old Juwan back, eh? Like classic playoff Juwan, where the dog just rises to the top. Like Juwan was balling. Oh man, I'm so hungry. I'm being completely distracted by Togo sandwiches right now. I apologize. Apologize to all of you that you have to deal with this. But I kind of want the food to arrive when I'm done. Give DJ his hat. Facts. It's on its way, I promise, in 3 months. I'm very hungry. It's a problem. But we'll make it. We'll get through it. Don't you worry about me. We'll get through it. I think we'll get through it. No, you know what? Screw it. I'm ordering this dang sandwich right now. That way I don't have to think about it because it keeps throwing me off. So I'm ordering it right now. Bear with me. Live sandwich order is going in. I currently do not care because I'm so hungry. And I don't think we have like any food. All right, I'm doing it. All right, I did it. I just ordered a sandwich on live. There we go. You guys are a part of history. You're a part of history now. The Sourdough Squad. You watch Sourdough Brad order a sandwich using sourdough bread. It's amazing. Good times. That's why we call ourselves the Sourdough Squad. We got it, guys. We got it. Let's go. All right. It's done. I can stop thinking about it. All right. Food's going to be here. What else do we want to talk about? Juwan Jennings balled. Brandon Ayuk played pretty well. Debo doing Debo things. Talked about the running backs. George Kittle. Man, I love the start of the game for George Kittle. The start of the game for George Kittle was like everything we could have dreamed of as George Kittle truthers who wanted to not only love George Kittle in the blocking game, but wanted to see George Kittle involved in the passing game. It felt like I was like, oh, because we talked about it would be like it would be a great day. Yesterday was George's birthday. It would be a great day for George Kittle to have 2 touchdowns. And it was really starting out that way. Is really kind of progressing that way. I mean, first play out the gate was to George. They're keep dialing it up. Kyle was calling his number. Then they got the fumble. And then it kind of bots are in the chat. DJ said, SDS, what would be more exciting? Watching Brad order a sandwich or watching him set up a box with my hat and sending it out? Let's vote. LOL, smash that like button. I don't know. I think at this point, watching me box up that hat could be some of my best work. Could be some of my best work yet, DJ. It really could. But yeah, the bots are they heard the food. No, DJ's pissed. I apologize, DJ. It's gonna happen. I promise you. It's gonna happen. I promise you. But my goodness. Let's see. We're close. Oh, we're an hour, so that makes sense. We're an hour. So when we hit an hour, it's off the rails time. So that makes sense. We're officially off the rails, but that's okay because it's a Victory Monday, and the San Francisco 49ers played really well, played good ball. It's a great time. And the 49ers, man, I think they can take care of business against the Atlanta Falcons. I think that is absolutely something that we could see happening. Not only do we need to feed Kittle, you got to feed me too. I think that's the most important part right now. Is yes, we need to feed Kittle, but we need to feed me. I'm hungry. I'm glad I'm not alone here. I'm glad I'm not alone. Oh man, what a good time. Your order has been picked up already? Oh wow, Togo's is working. Oh boy, they literally just let me know my order's been picked up already. Oh. What service? I literally just ordered that. Like, what the hell, man? Hey, I'll take it. I ain't complaining. I'm hungry. Feed Ayuk, 100%. All right. Defensively, I think it's time. 13 likes away from 150. I think it's time for Dre Greenlaw to get some more love. What? Oh no, you don't know what Togo's is? Oh my gosh. Togo's is so good. Sean, you've never had Togo's before? My island boy. They don't got Togo's out on the islands? My guy's like, screw sandwiches. I'm eating freaking pulled pork and freaking spam musubi and freaking barbecue chicken and all the things. Probably not even giving it the credit it deserves. He's like, we don't eat sandwiches. That's funny, man. I love how this is like half victory Monday, half sandwiches. Oh, dang. We're about to get into a sandwich war. I see Ramon saying Mr. Pickles is better. Jesse's saying Subway, but better. Oh, we might have to do top 5 sandwich spots, man. Jesse says, and now we're all hungry. We might have to do like top five sandwiches. I throw Ike's in there. Ike's is pretty damn good. Ike's is good. I don't know if that's more of a local Bay Area, California spot. Mr. Pickles is fire though. Jersey Mike's is good. I actually like Jersey Mike's. No, Jimmy John's. Hey, low key, Jimmy John's not bad. I think that's what it is. Jimmy John's. Damn, I'm so hungry right now. I apologize. I apologize to anyone who has never watched an episode or been a part of one of these streams, I really do, because you're probably like, what the hell is going on this channel right now? This dude he's got a big ass ginger beard, and the only thing he's talking about is sandwiches. I thought this was a 49ers channel. We're over here like ranking freaking sub sandwich spots. And so I apologize to you newbies. Make sure you hit the subscribe button before you leave, though, because there's more fire content just like this where we talk about sandwiches. Oh, man, I'm so hungry. I'm so freaking hungry, man. I'm so hungry. 5 away. Hey, 5 of you lurkers out there that are just listening to this insane conversation about sandwiches, smash that like button. We'll get there. We'll get there, man. I promise you. I like this one. Nice tie-in. How about the Mayfield sandwich between O'Menahue and Drake Jackson? There we go, Jerome. On brand. They were baking his Mayfield. Oh my gosh. We're off the rails. I love when we get past an hour because anything literally goes. We get past an hour, anything goes. You have no idea what we're talking about. Like, it could be absolutely anything. We get past we're business for the first 60 minutes. But once we get past 60 minutes, literally we could talk about anything. It's just that's the rules here of the channel. We're off the rails at this point. Once we hit the hour mark, we're off the rails, and we are absolutely here today. But this is a great tie-in. O'Menahue almost had that sack too. O'Menahue almost had that sack. He had the jersey, and Baker was able to kind of get out of it. But Drake Jackson was able to come around and take care of it. Take care of business. I think we hit 150. Let's go. Shout out DJ. Chat legend. Guys waiting for his hat to show up, but he grinded it out. We hit our like goal at 150, talking about sandwiches. It's a great day to be a part of the SDS. This is iconic stuff here, people. Iconic. Shout out Quiznos, trendsetters that couldn't last. They really started with something, and then everyone decided, hey, we can toast our sandwiches too. And then they're like, oh no. Then they started, what did they do? They used that like rat thing for their advertisements. All downhill from there. All downhill. It was a wrap after that. But they had I remember when it first came out, that like honey mustard sauce that they had was like, what is this? This is good. Oh, I'm so hungry. I hate it here. Oh, you don't want. We might have to save this for a different show, Brock Purdy, because I mean, I don't know. Might not be that heavily debated because In-N-Out is the GOAT, and it will always be the GOAT, and you can't convince me otherwise. I've had Whataburger, so I can talk about this as well. Whataburger is. I'm sorry if you're from Texas and it's like a comfort thing for you, which I could understand. But it is not good. I went into Whataburger. There's so much hype about it. I came out the other side like, what the hell did I just eat? I was like, there's no way. There's no way that people could say that Whataburger. And again, when I said this and I tweeted this, they were like, well, you have to get this sandwich. I was like, well, I thought we were comparing the burger. I thought we were comparing the burger, not the specialty sandwich. I thought we were comparing the burger part of it. And so I got a regular cheeseburger. And I was like, what the hell did I just put in my mouth? I can make a better burger than this. We got some news. We've gotten saved. I said Whataburger wasn't good. We lost like 30 people like that. They're like, oh, we're out of here. Ooh, yes. Firehouse subs, so good. I agree with that. We do have some news, though. The 49ers hosted a tryout for 6 players. Oh, this will kind of give us a little bit of an indication. So the 49ers have tried out defensive tackle Sheldon Day. We know Sheldon Day very well. Sheldon Day, former 49er. Defensive tackle Kevin Atkins. 49ers know Kevin Atkins very well. He's an undrafted free agent out of Fresno, was on the roster throughout training camp. So they know Kevin Atkins. Defensive tackle T.Y. McGill. I know that name. I think he was from Utah. He came out of Utah. They also tried out 2 offensive tackles, Kendall Lamb and Rashad Hill, and a defensive end, Austin Edwards. So interesting. The things that we can take away is they're clearly trying out interior defensive tackles. So that kind of maybe gives us an indication a little bit to the status of, Javon Kinlaw and Eric Armstead. The offensive tackles is interesting but maybe not interesting because we do know that Colton McKivitz is on injured reserve. Trent Williams isn't on injured reserve, but he will be interesting to see if he plays before the bye. So some potential roster movement coming through. The 49ers are bringing all the old squad back. They're bringing all their Sheldon Day. Sheldon Day is not bad. No, I don't think Shanny gave too many updates on Kinlaw. So, but again, not a super solid indication to the interior of that defensive line. So kind of feels like those guys could be out this week too. So we'll figure it out. We'll see how it goes. I mean, out of those guys that we've listed, I would say Sheldon Day. I liked Sheldon. He was like, he very similar to DJ Jones body type. Definitely not as explosive as DJ Jones, but similar. And he's a veteran. He's been around, so wouldn't be terribly opposed. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what bring D Ford back. I actually wouldn't mind it for like a veteran minimum contract. I would bring D Ford back. I would. So I think the 49ers are going to find themselves in a good spot. Regardless of the injuries that have occurred, I think they'll be able to overcome and get right against the Falcons. The 49ers need to kind of be sharpening into gear, I think, week 7 against the Chiefs. I obviously don't want to look 1 week ahead, right? You just don't want to completely disregard the Falcons, but all things considered, that should be a game that is won So we'll see. The defense is going to have some things to overcome in regards to injuries. So maybe, the 49ers offense is going to have to step up a little bit further. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. Let's see. We're about an hour 15 in. Seems like a good spot. Oh, yeah. It seems like a great spot, especially with my sandwich order approaching. I timed it perfectly. Let's go. Timed it perfectly. So we're about to get off the stream. My sandwich is going to be waiting. I'm going to eat my sandwich. I'll be a happy camper. I'm going to be posting more content all over the place. Always good. Always good. So very excited. Very excited to eat because I haven't eaten anything all day. And it's time to do that. Yes, tomorrow. Seems like a perfect opportunity for a Trench Tuesday. Right, Sean? I think so. So definitely going to be coming back. Lots of film tomorrow. Definitely lots of film tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate your vibing with me and my cravings for sandwiches. Letting me order a sandwich live on stream, and then we kind of went off the rails a little bit, just talking about food. But hey, why not? Why not? We are the Sourdough Squad. We are literally named after a food item, so it makes sense. Dare I say on brand? Dare I say? So, I could see the DoorDash getting closer and closer. I'm ready to eat. Let's go. Victory Monday. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to be breaking down all the film. We'll come back. I'm excited to kind of look into all the stuff that went into yesterday's game. We'll do the film tomorrow. So stay tuned. Stay locked in. Hit that sub button. If you're somehow don't sub to this channel and you just stumbled onto this episode, and this happens to be the first episode or first live that you've ever seen of me and the Sourdough Squad, 1, I'm sorry. 2, hit the sub button. 3, hit that like button. And again, love you guys all. Appreciate you. And all this crazy. We got all the OGs in the chat. Shout out to all the gang. We'll be back tomorrow. William said special teams was not good. And what up with McLeod? We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if McLeod's gotten a ton of opportunity. We'll see. But I appreciate all you guys. It's time to eat. Oh, right on time. The perfect timing. DoorDash has been delivered. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. You already know what the vibe is. Smash the like button if you haven't already. We're out of here. We'll be back with more content tomorrow. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.